All right, hello everybody. Welcome back. I am back and feeling back to myself. It was about 24 hours of pure hell there. I will spare you the details of everything I went through on Friday. I can't believe I even traded a little bit there. That's in itself is crazy to me. But today overall was a really slow day. Market got crushed today, down over 3%, at least when I was recording this video. Who knows what it is by the time you're watching it, but rough day for the market out there today. So not a lot of things making the pops I was looking for, but I had some extra time today, so I stayed patient. I waited around. I was able to find two trades. We're going to break them down in today's video. Let's trade. All right, so first trade today was here on Dawn. This was the big gap up of the day, up over 125%. Because of that, I wanted to be very easy and cautious with it. So I go ahead and start just 100 shares short here at 15. You can see it's hitting a big alert on the scanner, but it is putting in that massive move on the day. But that 15 level has held up a couple times throughout the morning, so I figured I'd get it started here at 15. And then if we want to run up through that 1550 level, I will start to get my ads in up there. And you can see kind of where it topped out in pre-market up towards the 1580s, a little bit shy of 16. So I was kind of willing to work up and through that 16 level on the ads here, starting at 15, add in over 1550, and then the final up through 16 there was kind of the general idea if it was going to give me that type of move. But like I said, I wanted to get it started here at least at 15 in case it wanted to give me like it did back earlier in the morning, where you can see it spiked up to 15 and then dropped all the way back down to 1360 that next candle. So there's also that possibility here on Dawn. If it wanted to do that, I wanted to be at least be in and get a little piece of it. But as you see here, after we get in, just kind of stalls for a little while, just kind of sitting here at 15. So I'm like, all right, we're probably going to start heading higher here. It does shoot up above 1550 there for half a second, and it just was way too fast for me to be able to gauge and get in. So I'm still watching it, looking for, above that 1560 now, which is where it made the high of that previous candle. So we're going to see if it can make another move back up a little bit higher and then get the extra 100 shares in on that move. There it is. It pops up. I get that at like 1560 exactly. So that was a little bit of a disappointing fill there because I thought I was up in the 70s, a little spready at the time, but that happens sometimes. So now we have 200 shares short here at 1530, and if we get that spike up through 16, I will look to add in another 200 shares to up this one to 400 total. But at the same time, I also, like I said, wanted to be careful with this one. So I start looking at it, I'm like, all right, if we come down towards like 1510 here, I'll probably just put 3/4 out there at 1510. So I'm going to go ahead and get in my order box there, put 1510 there on the limit price, put in 150 shares, which is 3/4 of 200, and put the order out there. See if I can get that filled down to 1510, and then see if the remaining 50 shares want to maybe make that big dump like it did earlier in the day. So got the order sitting there at 1510, and it comes down pretty quickly and gets me filled there. So didn't make much money on those 150 shares, but now I've got the 50 left, and I'll see if we can get those down to like 1460 or so. Another 50 cents move to the downside would be pretty nice, and that's where I put the order out, which you can see is also the tops of a whole bunch of candles earlier on in the morning. So that was kind of the reason I used 1460 there. I was kind of thinking maybe 1440, go for the move down back down towards VWAP, but like I said, play it safe, decide just to go with 1460, and there it comes down, gets me the fill for plus $65 here on Dawn. So pretty easy, no stress trade there. Just had to bide my time and wait for it to come back down, and at least finally made a little bit of money here on the day after 11 o'clock. So I stayed around a little bit later today, and we're now through noon o'clock, and it's like 12:05, 12:10, something like that, and COGT is making a little bit of a move. I go ahead and get started 200 shares short here at 850. This was a big mover last week on Friday. I can't remember if it's one of the ones I traded or not, but I go ahead and get it started here, 850, 200 shares, and I will look to see if this thing can move up through the 870s to get the add in. 200 shares still on this one is not very big sizing just because of the range and the price and all things involved with it. So I'm watching here as we move up through the 870s. There it is. I go ahead and click the button. I get the fill at 873, so I now have 400 shares short at 862, and I'm going to be looking for this one, I think, this time to get them down below both entries, or at least I'm going to try. It's always the goal on every trade, but I really think this one should be able to get down below both entries. We'll just see how it does it. So unfortunately, you can see here we are below 850, which was the first entry, but it just kind of hangs up here for a little while, and it's hitting that SMA. So I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll just go ahead and take my 3/4 off right here and test my luck with the other 100 shares. So that's what I do. Take that off at 848, which is technically below both entries, but obviously not as far below as I would like. And then I'll look to piece this one out a little bit further here. This remaining 100, I noticed that I put the whole 100 out here at 835, but then I kind of realized my mistake there, and I am going to switch it over to a 50 share order at 835 and try to get that filled there, as you will see in just a second. Here it is. You can see the order switched to 50 shares there at 835, and I've got it sitting out, seeing if I can get a fill, just because this thing has the potential to go all the way back down to the breakout point down there at 810. So wanted to be able to piece this one out a little bit if it was going to give me the opportunity, and it does give me the fill there at 835 with those 50 shares. So now I'm going to look down towards 820, and if not, we'll put a stop over 850. So there's the order sitting out there. You can see it's either going to bounce off that 850 or I'm going to get stopped out, and then I had the take profit down at 820 in case it wanted to come down and get me there, so I could look around and just in case anything popped up while I was in these last 50 shares. But it is going to go ahead and stop me out there for plus 58. So, not the biggest trade in the world. Took it easy with pretty much both of them today, but in the end, still up 120 bucks and pretty happy with how I traded them overall. So, considering how slow today was, how I felt all weekend coming back after what I think was food poisoning, I don't even know. I'm not a doctor, but that's my best diagnosis. So, I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it. Anytime you're taking money out of the market, you're doing better than 90% of the people out there. I will take it. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me one big favor. Hit like, hit subscribe. It means a lot to me. It means costs absolutely nothing for you. I would appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll get some good trades in tomorrow, and I'll see you later.